What is your favorite anime?
Mine's Skrillex.
I'm so distanced from human sensibilities and stuff.
Was getting caught part of your plan?
Put your tray tables up and your seat in the full upright position, because this is the Flight Plan, the official podcast of Big Guy for You Scanlations, Japan's #1 Bane posting manga scanlation podcast. Join the flight crew, Tom and Aidan, as we bants about all the anime, the manga, and the scanlation content. Tom, my friend, what are we talking about today?
Bring, bring, bring. Oh, hold on. I think my phone's ringing. Let me pick it up. Hello?
Moshi Moshi.
Oh, look, it's me on the other line. It says, "Hey, we're phoning it in today. Get it?" Because I don't know what we're talking about today. We just have random topics that are not big enough for a full episode, so it's kind of just like I don't know, miscellaneous grab bag.
See, we have a secret topic, and what's going to happen is when one of us says the secret topic, that will become the topic of that. Whatever we end up talking about will be the title of the thing. We're going to make our show notes as we go.
And we're going to do like a Pee Wee Herman thing where once we say the magic topic, we'll all freak out. Ah!
Did you ever see the one by Stamper where he does Pee-wee's Magic Playhouse?
No, but I can kind of guess where that goes.
It's so great. Well, the magic word is the N word.
Oh, okay. I thought it would go somewhere else, but that's funny too.
It's so great. He has like a 5-minute skit. It was like immediately taken down from YouTube when he put it out a couple years ago, but it was so funny. You definitely have to go find it. All the passengers gotta.
Well, I'll forget.
We'll play that as our in-flight movie.
Okay, there you go.
It was just fantastic, and he does a really great Pee-wee voice too. It's fantastic.
It's a hard one to do because it really destroys the throat.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Do we have any top of the show stuff?
We have all the best top of the show stuff. This is riveting content. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. It's too late to exchange your tickets for another flight because you're stuck on this one. Let's go through our passenger comments. They've been ringing their call buttons. And let's see what we got. On last week's episode, Shale Shalali says, "Thanks, Dad."
Didn't we get a comment like that before?
He says, and then I replied and I said, "Don't forget to call home more often. Your mom and I miss you while you're away at Roblox camp."
Hold on. Is this deja vu here? Haven't we had someone say "thanks, Dad" before? Or
he said that before, about a month ago.
Okay, but this is a fresh comment.
This is a fresh one, yeah.
Okay. On
the same video, we've got Motorman V who says, "You know it's a good episode when you start pulling out Watch Mojo top 10 tier list. Hashtag Team Aidan." Oh, we got it. Damn it.
Oh, was that for like, I don't remember the episode. It was so long ago, but I assume we said something like, pick which team.
Who's the best and
whoever's the worst. I couldn't phrase it in a good way, but
I said I start every morning with Watch Mojo. How else will I know which top 10 breakfast items to eat?
I don't know. I can't even name 5 brands of cereal.
And we all can name 5. Anyway. Ohuru.
Yep. It's a deep cut.
Ashia Han says, "Listening to this on bass headphones is A-OK symbol, like 8 of them. And it's awesome." And I said, hopefully our voices don't blast out your eardrums because you don't want that.
Interesting. I don't think we have any bass, do we? I don't know. I don't know what bass is.
Our deep baritone voices are just soothing. It's like a binaural beats where we just like serenade your eardrums with reverberations deep and sultry.
And I think that increases your concentration ability and your focus, right? Just like the normal binaural beats.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like ASMR. It's podcasting ASMR.
For your brain.
Conversational ASMR.
It's brain food.
On our very special video, attention all Fortnite passengers. Shale Shalele also dropped another comment. He said, "Don't worry, Dad. I dropped a fat dab for Tom."
Is this a weird fetish thing? I'm not sure about this.
It's like, Joey's World Tours comments.
Oh, yeah.
So comments are like seat sniffing crew.
Oh, it's so gross. I mean, all of the Joey World Tour aesthetic is gross.
The meme-averse.
Yeah, the extended meme verse, it's pretty gross.
I love it. I love Joey.
Yep.
Here's one for you.
Okay.
You'll like this. It's Amborgazination says he can't wait for the last chapters of Sora Yori.
Uh-oh.
I even wonder if the manga is going to go past that and 2 more in the future.
You're going to keep waiting, buddy.
Oh, no.
No, just kidding. I've been slacking on it. The new chapter just came out today, and I haven't put out the last one yet. I haven't finished it yet.
Because you commented, we got it out today just for you.
No, I mean released in Japan today, not...
Well, yeah, we're the original authors in Japanese.
This is true. I am Yoimache Meme. Himself? I don't know.
What is their pronouns?
But I will commit that this Sunday I will get a chapter of that out and the other one, the Monster Girls one.
Excellent. We'll keep these passengers just on a drip feed. It's just enough content to keep them alive, but suffering.
Well, I want to go back to weekly releases for everything, but this month I was just busy doing garbage and stuff. You know, I'm not going to joke myself. Well, that doesn't make sense because I would be the guy joking in that situation. I was coming. That's always my default, like, you know, excuse for like what you're doing when you're wasting time. It's like, oh, you know, joke sesh time, right?
Well, I mean, that's not a waste of time. That's productive hours.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, forget the whole joke thing. Anyway, look forward this weekend. Maybe when this episode drops. Wait, no, this episode's going to drop sooner. Whatever. I'm a mess here. I don't know what dates are. All right. Well, I have a tiny thing. It's not quite a corrections corner, but it's equally as unimportant. So there is a news update. News update. I figured out what to do with my whiteboard at work. I drew a giant American flag on it. That's it. End of the news update.
Excellent. I know we were all, we were just, I couldn't sleep at night. I didn't want to admit it, but I couldn't sleep at night knowing that Tom had an empty whiteboard at work and didn't know what to draw on it.
Now it's a red, white, and blue board. I did it in a really stupid way too. I colored in the whole thing and then I erased like to create like the white stripes and stars.
That's like negative space.
Mostly it's called a waste of markers and company resources. But nobody's called me out on it yet, so I think I'm safe.
Yeah, they just silently wrote it in your review papers.
Yeah. Well, I do have the a guy from like the corporate whatever, like the company-wide corporate dude. He sits kind of behind me, and he'll be in next month. So we'll see if he says anything. If I get fired or not, that is. Anyway, that's it for my top of the show stuff. So where can they find us?
That's it. That's the show, you guys. Have a good night.
So this is topical as a topic to talking about Antarctica girls.
Topical or tropical?
Well, it's Antarctica, so it's kind of the opposite of tropical.
Well, what about the secret Nazi tropical island in the middle of Antarctica?
Is this supposed to be tropical?
Yeah, well, the thing is, so we were going to do Operation High Jump and do the Antarctica Mysteries sometime. But yeah, there is a thing where when you go deep enough into Antarctica, underground it opens up and turns into like a tropical forest paradise. And there are some people who also say there's still living dinosaurs there. Is
that in line with the Hollow Earth theory, or is that kind of like a sister idea?
I think it's related.
Because like I've heard that like the poles, or at least Antarctica, opens up into the Hollow Earth. Like that's how you get inside there, and then that's kind of tropical.
Yes, inside the Hollow Earth would be a tropical paradise.
Right. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. You know, I forgot the dude's name, but he was saying maybe the manga will go further than the anime. And I think in the manga, that's where they will go.
To the Nazi base, yeah.
Probably. I mean, they did talk about World War II, and when the anime was airing, I saw people complaining about it because the scene was something like, well, why is Japan's base way over in this, you know, stupid corner of Antarctica? Why isn't it in a nicer, easier to access place? And like one of the crew leaders or whatever was saying, well, after the war, Japan wasn't really part of the negotiations because we lost. And then one of the girls is like, that's not fair. Those meanies. And then like comments were like, that's not okay. You can't say that. You need to be repentant. And it's like, man, they're just doing their stuff. So then, but it's like, they got nuked. Like, let them have a line in a manga or in an anime.
They got nuked so hard that they invented anime. Let's cut them some slack.
Yeah. Not only did they get nuked once, they got nuked twice, which is twice more than any other country, as far as I know.
And with Fukushima, it might as well be a third time.
That's Mother Nature trying to finish the job.
2 nukes wasn't enough.
That's what they say. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So with the whole thing, this was a very long preamble transition. So the problem that I've encountered in this recent chapter of Antarctica Girls is one that I don't think I've encountered yet, and it's English. The character is saying like, "Please change for a person" or something. She's like trying to speak English. The phrase is actually she's trying to get tickets changed. To like 4-person tickets for airlines, whatever. But how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to translate English into English and keep it as English?
You could do it you could do it italicized. You could do it full caps. You could just do English.
So that's kind of where I landed. I did a font that I don't use before, and I should have written it down because I don't remember what it was.
Wingdings.
No, because it's still readable as English. But I did kind of type it out like phonetically. So it's like preeze. I did like Preaze. So hopefully that comes across. But just like when you see that page or even that panel outside of context, it does look like some kind of joke scans. But hopefully when the readers read it, they'll realize the intent behind it, that she's trying to speak English, but she can't because she's not good at it.
You could drop in an old-fashioned TN note.
I don't know if I've ever done those, actually.
Now's a good time to try.
Well, I kind of want to keep my streak because it's more professional this way, I think.
Is it?
I don't know.
I'd be dropping in TN notes every time. Like TN.
Well, most of them that you read like in normal manga, they're just like frivolous or like a joke or an excuse to do a poor translation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what us gamers all love.
Well, I don't want to do those. I'll do my fair share of poor translations, which actually will transition to a topic that I didn't think about until just now. I kind of almost feel a little guilty with my scans. I'm not, a professional translator, and I'm definitely getting better as I go along, but it's kind of like I'm putting out an unfinished trash product, and the readers are like the guinea pigs as I become a better translator. I don't feel guilty enough to actually feel guilty about it, but it's just a weird kind of lingering feeling in the back of my mind.
I mean, that's how everything is. If you think you feel guilty, how does a doctor feel when, they do their first couple surgeries?
Well, it depends on how they go. No, I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
Even if they do well, they still won't be as good as they will 15 years from now. But you have to start somewhere.
No, I definitely agree.
That liver has still saved somebody's life.
Yeah, it just goes back to my perfectionist problem where I don't want to start something unless I know that I can do it the right way the first time. So I think that's just a manifestation of that. But that was that topic. Do you have one, or should I keep
That's a great topic.
Barreling through.
Keep rolling out. You're on a roll. Let's plow through.
I would love to see your empty page of show notes.
That's implying I even opened a page.
Well, I don't. Do you type yours? I write mine out on paper.
No, I normally type it.
See, my trick is that I write them on paper, but I normally think of them at work. So it kind of looks like I'm writing, which if you're writing something, people think you're productive.
That's very true. Now, do you carry a notebook with you?
No, but I have it at my desk. And then I rip out a sheet of paper every week, and that's my show notes paper.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Costanza from Seinfeld, where he says, if you look angry or upset or whatever, people will think you're busy.
Wow. I forgot about that line, but yeah, that is very true.
I know.
If you look like you're frustrated, like there was also one where he pretended to be handicapped so he could get a job. He did that for several months, I believe. He pretended to be handicapped and he would roll in a wheelchair. And then like one time he falls down and it's like, oh no, he has to pretend to be crippled. It's the same with the IT crowd. If you remember when it's like he thinks he's flushing the toilet, but he's in a handicap stall and he thinks he's flushing the toilet, but he's actually doing the call button. The guy comes in, it's like, what do you need? And he's like, oh no, what do I do? He's like, oh, I'm handicapped. And then it's like, where's your wheelchair? And he's like, somebody stole it.
Oh no.
So they bring him another wheelchair and like the whole theater or movie theater or whatever it is comes in and like watches him, and then in the end he gets put on the bus with the handicap group, and they lift him up and he's about ready to go, and they're like, oh wait, don't you guys want to go backstage? Like, it's like because you guys went through such a hard trouble. Oh man.
So you mean he was about to give up the act, but then that enticed him? Yeah. Well, I mean, but he got trapped into it. Oh, I see.
Like, because what's he gonna do at this point? He's too far. He's too far gone. Like, everybody, like,
just walk away. Just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
I keep getting ads for that show on Facebook. Actually,
weird. I didn't think it was relevant anymore.
I think they're trying to sell old DVD box sets or something. It's a fantastic show. That should be our manga minute, our anime minute.
Yep. Well, I think it just was. Boom. That's how you do a podcast, baby.
It's like the British version of what's the Bazinga show?
You should have said it's the British version of The Office.
That would have been funny.
And speaking of localization changes between regions, here's something I wanted to complain about, but never had the chance to.
See, that's what we're all about here, is facilitating and opening up opportunities for us to complain, to scream into the void, if you will.
I don't know how to communicate normally as a human to another human without complaining and reeing. So this is that. Fans of the show, longtime lore smiths will know, or lore researchers. I guess we're the lore smiths, but
lore scholars.
Yes. If you read the wiki, you will know that recently I had been playing through Dragon Quest XI. When I was looking up stuff for like trophy, like recipes or whatever, because like, you know, there's like recipes for like making equipment and stuff. So I was looking up info for that, and I thought, you know, it might be easier to look it up in English. That's completely a wrong idea here, because everything is localized like crazy, which I used to like this, but now I don't anymore. Dragon Quest localizations used to be like, they would have like pun names and stuff. Really just lots of puns everywhere. But the thing that really got me was that they ruined the main cast's names. So let me go through a couple of these and you tell me which one's the best of the two.
Edge Maverick.
All right. We've got Eric Camus.
Camus probably sounds better.
Well, that's the Japanese one. All right. We've got Martina and we've got Jade.
Okay, well, Jade's way better.
Oh, see, you're wrong. Martina's the original. It's the Japanese one.
That completely, that like even changes their ethnicity.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Like Jade, you feel like it's Chinese or something. And Martina, I don't know.
I'm going to have to look up Martina Dragon Quest 11.
They named her Jade because she wears green, I think. I don't...
I've seen this girl before.
I'm sure you have.
If you say Martina, I swear to God, you will trick your brain into thinking she's Hispanic. She looks ethnic, right?
Maybe. I mean, she looks more like a Chinese Jade to me.
I mean, she clearly looks more Chinese. Like if you switch it to Martinez, like it's weird. But I like Jade better.
All right. Well, I'll count that. I'll count that as a split vote because I disagree. Rab? Here we got Rab or Ro.
Those are both awful.
I know.
Let me get. Wait. Let me guess. I'm gonna guess. Rab is Japanese.
No. To be fair though, it could be
awful.
Rob, but it's R-A-B. I don't know how they pronounce it. They added voices, like voiceover stuff to the English dub. So I don't know how they say it. I haven't watched any of the cutscenes.
Rabu.
No, it would be English. So it's Rab or Rob, or probably in a Scottish accent, which I can't attempt to attempt. All right, we got 2 more here because the rest are pretty unremarkable. Sylvia or Sylvando. This is for a dude who acts like a girl.
Oh, if it was just a dude, I'd say Rando or whatever But now that I know it's a
Sylvando.
It's a Zer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what pronouns this character uses in English, so I can't respect ziz or zer pronouns. But Sylvando is the English one, which I actually think is kind of better because Sylvia is completely a girl's name.
Yeah, it's like pure trap. I actually think that was very progressive of the English dub to make it more masculine.
I mean, if you look at him, he looks nothing like a girl.
Okay, all right, it's not a trap.
So it really confused me because the first time I saw him, his name was Sylvia, so I was like, is this just a really ugly girl? And so it took me longer than it should have to realize the truth. It's Japan, so you can't tell half the time, you know?
This is also available for 3DS, isn't it? Is this the one that's for 3DS?
Yeah,
I should definitely legally download that.
It's only in Japanese now.
Oh, garbage. You know what else I wanted to play, though, was Dragon Quest Builders. That looked pretty cool.
I still want to play that, yeah. But I don't want to buy it. And if I were the stealing type, I would still be too lazy to steal it. Anyway, last one. Hendrik or Greg?
Greg or Greg?
Greg. Like Craig, but with a G.
Oh, weird. Hendrik's probably better. I don't know.
All right, that's the English one. All right, so clearly the dubbers made the right choices because they appealed to your Huaito Pigu sensibilities.
They had the Western palate.
I'm too deeply steeped in weeaboo culture to be in touch with Westerners.
There were some where I legit didn't know which one was which because they're both made up names. Like, how would you know?
Yeah, you're right. What really got me though was Eric, because Camus is such a cool name.
Yeah, that was a poor choice.
And Eric is just like so generic. Sorry if your name is Eric and you're listening, but you're not a fantasy character, so screw you. That's what I say, Eric. All right, do you have a topic?
Oh, why don't we keep doing yours?
I don't normally talk this much, so I feel self-conscious about it.
I don't know. I was watching an anime this week called Archer.
Excellent. Was it good anime?
Archer season 9 is probably not as good as season 8, but it's decent. I'm still watching it. I'm probably 2 episodes away.
I'm on the last episode or last season, the one where they it's a noir.
Oh, that's not the last season.
That was then I'm way behind.
So the noir ends. That's season 8, and then this is another reboot where it takes place in 1938, and they're
interesting choice.
Yeah, it's like Danger Island themed, where they're
I
in
don't
the
know what that is.
Well, they're in the Pacific Islands, and it's like kind of like an Indiana Jones African safari type deal. It's pretty neat.
Okay, yeah, it could be cool. All right, well, that's the anime update for you then. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I have a complaint. Would you believe it?
You have a complaint? I don't know. That's so out of character.
Yeah, I know. Half of these are complaints. This is the airing my grievances episode. I went to go buy the most recent chapter of Antarctica Girls on Amazon.jp.
.br.
Use promo code BG4U and it won't work, but
no, there is a legit.
Use it anyway.
There's a legit Amazon link at the bottom though.
Not for JP.
Yeah, I think it works.
Oh no, it wouldn't.
I'll make
they
it
have
for
different,
JP.
It's a different account, even like my user account. So it's all different. Anyway, they make you I went to purchase it. It's an online digital download, whatever. I've done this like a dozen times. But I went to click buy now and it said you're not in the country that you say you're in. So I had to download a VPN on my phone so I could buy my stupid Chinese scrawlings at work today.
Your Malaysian trout farming comics.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was
trout farming instructions.
So shout outs to let me get the name right here. Shout outs to Tunnel Bear VPN for giving me the hookup and in exchange and thereby transition the transitive property, giving the hookup to the readers once I scanlate that chapter.
I think Tunnel Bear is the one that's really popular in China.
Oh, well, cool. Something cool though is when I switched it to Japan, the little Tunnel Bear icon on like the you know how Android has like the notifications for stuff that you're running actively in the background?
It was a bear with squinty eyes.
No, he had a Gundam helmet on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really
so
cool. I took a screenshot. I'll send it to you later.
That's like one of my favorite Japanese tropes, where it's like the Japanese one either has like the Japanese headband around it or like their freaking Gundam. How cool is that? I wish that's probably one of the coolest things to have your country be known as. Like anytime you see futuristic like cartoons or something or jokes, it's like the Japanese nation in the global space army is like made out of Gundams and like all types of cool stuff.
Yeah, and like the future cities are always like Neo Tokyo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, isn't what was that movie that came out like a year ago?
Blade Runner.
Yeah,
I think it is. I haven't seen that.
That was in Neo Tokyo, wasn't it? I don't know about the original or even the reboot.
I don't believe the original was.
I think one of them might have been.
It might be stationed in Detroit along with Deus Ex, but
along with Detroit Become Human.
What is that game about? Is that about the zoo? Like what? Like
no, it's about becoming human. No, it's about some they're robots, I think. Cyborg? No, not cyborgs. Androids.
Do you think androids dream of electric waifus, electric body pillow Dakamaros?
If they're anything like us, then yes.
What would an electric body pillow do? Would it heat up? Is that like yeah? We can come up with some new merchandise.
It would vibrate, I'm sure.
It would vibrate. It has a vacuum attachment. Probably
have a speaker built in. Yeah, I'm drafting up ideas in my head right now.
It's got multiple modes. You can either have it say Baka, you can have it say Oni-chan, you can have it.
I'll do you one better. You buy custom packs for the character of your choice.
Oh yeah, and they're like $60.
Yeah, easily.
I was watching something. Oh, I think it's a Vine where I don't know what it is, but they're like, don't say it, and it's like somebody goes Oni-chan, and it's like I know there's one where Leahy from Trailer Park Boys falls down the stairs after the voice actress says it, but there's something else where it's like it's hilarious that all the memes that come out of manga and mostly doujins and things like that are just absolutely hilarious.
I mean, shoot your goo, my dude, is one of my frequent go-tos.
I don't think that's even real. I don't think that ever existed. That was a troll skin.
Okay, well, true or not, this screenshot is there.
There are legit crazy lines. I don't think we have to like.
Well, there's like that whole like there's multiple image compilations of just like dozens and dozens and hundreds of those.
I mean, even down to the classic like. My hips are moving on their own is like just so great.
That's become a genre unto itself.
Yeah, and you know what's scary is like I bet a bunch of our passengers are going to be so steeped in this that if they ever find themselves in a real scenario, they'll use the lines and they'll be like, what? Like,
I hope so.
We can all cross our fingers and dab for good luck. with Shalele.
Maybe one day a real life girl might say Oni-chan to you. If you're lucky. Man.
Wouldn't that be great? That's what I need.
Actually, that one doesn't do it for me, to be honest, the Oni-chan thing. I don't know. I think there's too much of an emphasis on brother-sister stuff.
Well, that's just Japan.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah.
That's just like a normal relationship in Japan. So it loses the context when it goes overseas. All the subtle intricacies.
Oh, I was going to say, I will tell you, though, that, and I don't know why I have this written down as a potential topic, but I think the Shrine Maiden outfits, I think that's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's good.
That's the whole topic.
So, yeah. That's interesting. I'd have to sit down and meditate on that for a bit. I think it's kind of like, it reminds me of a Aikido robe or like something like the traditional
kimono, you mean? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. No.
Aikido is like a martial arts.
Because it's not. I know. It reminds me more of like their activity robes.
Oh, okay. If you're on an image searcher right now, I think you might be thinking of Hakama, Hakama.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah,
it's a type of traditional Japanese clothing.
I could see that. Yeah,
they're like pants and stuff. In fact, like the third image that pops up looks like a Shrine Maiden. It's pretty good. I mean, it's good when you want to be like traditional and like conservative and things like that. Not what would immediately grab my attention, like say Fang or...
Well, Fangs are fake. I mean, they're not real, you know?
I mean, anime's not real.
Well, true, but like it's an analogy, or it's like a...
I mean, you don't think Japan's actually real, do you?
It's real adjacent.
Japanese people don't actually exist. Japan is like a mythos, like Bigfoot or
no, you're thinking of the moon. I think Japan is real.
That's just what they tell you to scare you, so you eat your vegetables.
Well, I once went to a place that went by the name of Japan. I guess now I'm not sure if it was the real place or not.
Yeah, I mean, how would you even know since we're on a flat Earth? They probably just put you on a treadmill and like had the scene go by like an Ed, and Eddie. They just
yeah. You know, now that you mention it, I think that is exactly what happened. They created a whole entire fictional reality for me.
It was just the inside of a Walmart. You just didn't notice. You never looked up to see the ceiling. That's the problem.
It must have been a super Walmart. It was pretty big.
Most people never look up. You don't realize. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking up right now. I only see a ceiling. So
just like a Walmart, exactly.
Just like a Walmart. You know what? I'll use this as a transition. So speaking of treadmill planes, I've recently had the displeasure of doing multiple flights. I did like 4 plane flights this past week. On one of them, I discovered a new secret technique that revolutionized my life.
Prepping yourself for the anal cavity search.
No, that's before you get on the plane. And there's nothing you can do to prepare for that. I've tried.
I know. I can answer this. You take your shoes off and then you walk around barefoot and like go to the bathroom and stuff and then come back out.
You know, I used to do that all the time, but it never occurred to me this time. That really is a great life hack, TM. But no, what I was doing was I had on my phone, I had the most recent chapter that I was scanlating, and I did like a dual screen kind of thing where you can have like one app on half the screen and another app on the other half. So I had the manga chapters, pages, whatever on the top screen, and then on the bottom screen I had a notepad, and I just typed out my translations, and I did like almost a full chapter. It was pretty great.
It's good. You're actually being productive.
Yeah, because normally I just like stare in front of me or try to sleep. I don't do any of the in-flight entertainment because people will judge me for my taste of the garbage Cape Hero movies I watch, or whatever is in vogue. But I do often watch other people watch movies.
I watched I think I said this in an earlier episode. I watched the Rurouni Kenshin live action movie, one of like the 4th one on the plane. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, the plane has a special ability to make otherwise not great stuff palatable. just because your options are so scarce.
That's very true. Except when you fly our sponsor this week, Delta Airlines. Fly Delta Airlines. Use access code BG4U. Crashes plane with no survivors.
That'll go for a while.
We also give you a discount on the concession stand inside. All you do is you ring the flight attendant call button and just tell her that you have the coupon code, the coupon phrase to get free drinks. You'll just say, "I'm going to crash this plane with no survivors." Just tell her that, and then she'll probably back up and then go get your drinks, and then you'll come back and it's free drinks, free snacks too, free peanuts. So next time you're on a flight, just ring that call button.
So I am running out of topics here. I'm down to the bad topics, if you can believe that. Does it? I mean, I know that comes as a surprise. Actually, no, I lied. I have some stuff I want to talk about, but this is spoilers for Goblin Slayer episodes 7 and 8. So if you haven't seen those, I don't know. It's not big spoilers, but I just want to clarify some stuff that confused me. And since I know you've read it, you can help me out, right?
Maybe. I read it a long time ago. I'm like so trendsetter that I read all of these mangas years before they ever turn into animes. And then by the time the anime rolls around, I mostly forget everything about it and then can't hold my own in conversations. And they're like, oh.
Well, you might remember this part and you might not. I don't know. But,
the raping.
Which one? This one was when he gets knocked out and, like basically killed, maybe? Priestess girl gets her arm bitten into. You remember that?
Vaguely.
Because in the next episode starts with both of them waking up, mostly naked, in a bed together, and then he's like, "Oh, a resurrection spell when you share a bed with a virgin." It's like, do you just have to sleep in the bed, or did they like enter the bone zone and they just censored it for the anime?
I'm pretty sure there was no bone zone.
Okay. Yeah, that part just really confused me because it's like all you have to do is sleep in a bed with a virgin, and like, so you could use her. Well, pardon the phrasing, but like you could use her over and over and over to revive people, right? Like, and did he actually die? That's the other question.
I don't actually remember that section, but no, I don't think anyone actually died. I do remember her getting her hand bit off, but I remember recovery magic was able to help stitch that back on.
It wasn't her hand in the anime. It was just like an upper chunk of like her upper arm thingy, like under the shoulder. Was it her hand in the anime or the manga, you think?
Was she being held up and he like bit her or something? Yeah. Okay, maybe it was that. But I remember, I think in the manga it was more graphic. It was like chunks missing.
Ooh, well, there was a bit of a chunk missing, but not huge.
It was pretty severe.
Yeah, enough to where you probably wouldn't be using that arm for much. Well, yeah, you would bleed out for sure.
Well, no, I mean it was like I'm pretty sure she died instantly with that. Like I feel like it lost organs.
Oh, like some kind of artery or something.
Like a major you bleed artery. Out in just moments.
Could have been.
But yeah, I remember reading that and I was like, oh shoot, you can't kill off best girl
and best guy, the main character.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know if she's best girl though. Elf girl's kind of competition.
That's true. But true.
I am leaning towards the priestess girl though, to be fair.
I've said this before. I have main girl-itis where I become attached to the main girl because I know she's going to win. So why would I invest in somebody that I know is not going to win the Super Bowl at the end?
And like I pointed out last time, that just means that she's left over for you, the reader. So I think there's a case to be made for either. So I guess I do have one final topic.
Excellent.
I have a couple more, but I'll just go with one final one because the other ones are kind of trash. Because I don't know what to say about them. But this one is a what is that? What do they call it with the cops where it's like all posts bulletin or whatever? Do you know what I'm talking about?
You got it. That's it.
Is it?
Yeah,
oh yeah, APB, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just like the video game.
I'm not familiar, but that's what we're doing right now. I think I want to recruit a cleaner.
Ooh. So you're gonna announce recruitment on the most entertaining episode. They're gonna be like, they're gonna listen to this. They'll be like, I had so much fun. I had so much fun here that I can't not do it.
This isn't really a podcasting role. This is a cleaning role.
Yeah, I know, but like, they're like, I want to work with these people because this has been the most entertaining hour of my life.
Yeah, well, whatever. Sure. I don't even know if this is an official recruitment like announcement, but I'm heavily considering it because like these chapters are they're getting pretty messy as I go through them with this new series here, and I don't have the ability or time to clean them well. And I kind of got a taste of the good life when I was doing the translation battle. The good life being not having to clean and typeset. So, I don't know. I mean, if anyone's interested in cleaning, comment somewhere.
Just
that they can...
leave a comment on your own Facebook.
Just do
put
that.
Put a note in a bottle. Scream out into the void. Just somehow the secret will allow you to divine.
Yep, use hashtag #MeToo saying like, oh, I too want to do scanlation, and I'll see it, and then I don't know, stuff might happen. I don't know. I haven't thought this through at all.
Excellent. That's the best type. That's the best type of commitment. The ones where you never think it through.
Well, I don't want to say for a fact that I want to get a new member or whatever, just in case it goes.
You're putting out feelers. You're just like you're in the point where you're like, I'm considering it. And this isn't.
Yeah,
just like that.
I have commitment issues, so I don't want to guarantee, or I don't want to say anything for certain. But yeah, that's that. Let's do Manga Minute stuff, I guess. Or do you have a transition?
It's time for the Manga Minute.
Oh, say so.
It's not a transition. Well, I mean, speaking of anime, speaking of mangas.
That's always like a tried and true, dude. We can never go wrong with that transition.
Wow. Speaking of a manga and scanlation podcast, do you know what else was scanlated?
Boruto?
Boruto and Wake Me Up Please, Miss Kusabake. Wake Me Up Inside. Can't wake up. It's the manga.
I was gonna say, or as I call it, Wake Me Up Inside, but you kind of stole the joke.
This is fantastic. This is a story about a girl who wants nothing more but to sleep in on her holidays. Kusabake and her boyfriend who wants nothing more but to get her outside. His attempt to use everything at his disposal to coerce her out of bed are met with her attempt to stop him at all cost. This is a love comedy about the weekends that these two spend together. So basically, this girl works like a normal 9 to 5 and then comes home on the weekends. What does she want to do? She just wants to sleep all weekend, and he wants to go do something. Maybe he wants to go to a family restaurant. Maybe he wants to go to a karaoke bar. Who knows? They're a bunch of kooky kids, and they want to go out and have a kooky lifetime adventure. But she just wants to stay in bed. What can he ever do to get her out of bed and go do things? I say, light the house on fire. She's got to leave.
Or die. How committed to the bit of sleeping is she? That's the way to test it.
Well, she might be just so stubborn that she's like, well, I'm gonna keep sleeping.
Yeah, I think. So spoilers so far. I'm like 5 or 6 chapters in, and she has not left the room. But it's kind of like, the super slow rom-com progression where it's like after 100 episodes they hold hands. It's kind of looking like after 100 chapters she might leave the room.
Is that a positive thing, or are you saying that is like the similar trope of no development?
Both?
well, okay. I mean, are you saying that you think there might actually be a chance of progress, which is rare, or are you saying it's going to take 100 chapters for progress?
I really don't know which one of the two, because they're the same thing. I don't know the difference between the two things you just said.
I don't, to be honest, I don't know either. But
obviously, it's a manga where they have to keep it up with no progress because that's the whole conceit of the whole thing.
But I don't know. So you can define progress by getting out of bed, but progress in the relationship does happen. But it's like all off screen. It's like the omakes or the end pages where, you know, she's picking out what underwear she wants to wear if he's going to come over, which it's all heavily implied things. And they do sleep in the same bed at the end of like most chapters. But of course, this isn't an ecche, so there's nothing involved there. It's just all cozy, and then they even have matching pajamas.
I mean, they're literally sleeping. Yeah, it's not, you know, it's not like they're sleeping together. They're literally sleeping together. Yeah, but I see the distinction that you're saying where you could kind of map progress on two different axes, like the relationship or the getting out of bed. And I was more referring to the getting out of bed. Like, I think that's the one where it's like, it'll take 100 chapters for her to leave her room. Because it's the relationship definitely is progressing. Like, there are panels where she's like, yeah, I really do like him a lot. She's thinking to herself, that kind of thing. And I like that because obviously that's the main complaint on every single romance like manga.
Yeah. It's always super, super cold for 200 chapters.
Yeah. So I think it's a cool inversion of that concept because they actually are progressing and or at the very least they have the baseline of being in an established relationship and having feelings for each other. So you don't have to worry about the will they won't they. The will they won't they is she going to leave? Which, I don't know. I said the same thing 10 different ways, but I do think that's kind of cool.
You do see her outside, though, because it does flash to scenes of her working or at the grocery store or something. So, you know, she's not like an invalid or super neat. And you do get to see her out in like normal clothes and things like that.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's a good point because her character, as she is, because, like, you know, obviously 99% of the time you see her in her bed. And that character, if you didn't know that she worked and did go outside, you would think that she is that kind of hiki neat lifestyle.
My face when no hiki neat GF, please.
I mean, really, it's very appealing. Yeah, she's cast in a very appealing light, and there's kind of some weird meta commentary going on that I felt, not commentary, but it's like so whenever I read manga, you know, I'm lying in bed on my phone, whatever, reading the scribblings, and I get tired because reading makes me tired. Because I'm a video kind of guy, you know, I don't have an attention span longer than 5 seconds.
You're one of them Zoomers.
In spirit alone. And I thought that this is kind of interesting because as I'm reading this guy's so stubborn. And I'm thinking, no, dude, just go to sleep because I want to go to sleep right now. So it's like, stop. You're making me angry. Like, stop trying to get her to wake up. Just embrace the comfy sleep. So I really related to whatever her name was.
Kusabake.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Kusakabe.
Or as I call her, 93KB, which is if you read that's a joke only for real fans of the manga. You'll have to have read it to get it.
I don't get it.
You'll have to have read it.
I read the manga.
When he's telling her a fairy tale about some future where like people have like names or like numbers instead of names. And then just the way Japanese do their numbers and letters and stuff, her name could be spelled like 93.
I thought maybe you were making a Tekashi 69 joke.
Oh, is that rainbow rapper? I'm so sick of hearing about him because I don't even know who he is, but I just keep seeing memes from you exclusively. And I'm really sick of it. I don't wish anything bad on anyone, but I wouldn't mind if he died in prison and the news about him stopped.
I think he got bail.
Okay, well then I hope the story ends right there.
Probably not, because I think he got bail by snitching on people.
Oh man. Oh, hold on, I can tie this in. So through the bail, his story resolved because he exited his room of prison.
Wow. It was a metaphor all along.
So there's something there to be said. Yeah. And he gave up the sleeping life because now he's woke because he's snitching on everyone. Just like our girl 93KB.
Kusakabe. Sama. Wait, Kusabake. Sans?
Sans Undertale from Earthbound? That was actually my secret final topic. I'm not
before
even
we get
kidding.
into the secret.
So let's transition out of the manga minute. This is rare and unprecedented. A mid-episode manga minute. I like this actually, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was a cute little thing. I just read it on a whim. It was popular. It was on the front page of Manga Dex, so I went through it. Yeah, she's really cute. And what you actually brought up before is like, now that we get to see her inner thoughts, so it's almost like she's the main character, and the fact that she does like the MC kind of does away with all of the hot and cold romance that you normally get with these type of mangas, and it just really makes it like, oh, won't they get together? But they seem to really like each other, so I can deal with her just wanting to be cozy and snug as a bug in a rug.
Yeah, it's the best feeling, especially now that it's winter and like there's nothing nicer than getting under like 1,000 like comforters and blankets and just getting comfy.
Well, I know you wanted to recruit for a cleaner. I'd like to recruit for a GF. come be my cozy GF.
I'll one up you. I want a cleaner GF. Only hot GF material girls apply.
If you're a 10 out of 10 and you're rich and you want to work for free, come on over.
We're reaching Chris Chan levels of desperation here, or he's like, I forgot his phrasing, but it's something like, I can't even remember. Something about like how he had a sign that he would stand around and he would hold up a sign that says something like, looking for a GF, like
on the side of the road.
Yeah, probably.
He's like panhandling.
Yeah.
Did you see a new video of him leaked?
No,
it's
and
bad.
no video of his that's leaking could be worth watching. No,
it's not.
I've heard some nasty videos that got leaked of his in the past.
I saw a thumbnail. It was not great.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose my lunch.
Speaking of losing your lunch, how about we lose our flowers? Because flowery in Undertale.
Wow.
Sans.
That was like. Oh, anyway, what I wanted to say about that was a couple weeks ago, the sequel, not sequel, came out, Deltarune, and that game comes prepackaged with English and Japanese.
What did they mean by this?
Nothing. It's very popular in Japan. That's what they meant by it.
Are you sure? It's like a completely different story in Japanese. You can only unlock the hidden ending in Japanese.
No, because I played through some of it in Japanese, and due to all my flying, I had to stop, and I just haven't returned to it. But yeah, it's kind of cool. That's the whole thing. That's why I didn't bring it up in the normal topic area. But yeah, it's cool stuff. And I later looked up the actual like Undertale Japanese dub localization. They do this really cool thing for Papyrus when he talks. He has vertical, like old Japanese style text. So it's like right to left and like up to down. It's really cool. But yeah, that's it for that. If anyone knows where a text dump is, where I could find a text dump, holler at me. I might mine that for some Anki sentences.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy and say, I want to clean your clock. And by clock, I mean manga.
If you do want to holla at your boys, where would you holler at us?
Let's see. So for the podcast stuff, we got the YouTube, Big Guy For You. Yeah, that's actually where to holler. You can also get the podcast on the RSS feed, anchor.fm. It's somewhere on there. For the manga stuff, I will start again probably whenever next. Well, no, I keep getting the dates wrong. This Sunday, I will probably put out 2 chapters of manga. You could read those on Manga Decks. I post them on Gab. I don't know if Gab is up anymore or whatever. So I might do it on the Twitter. You could just do Big Guy For You on the Gab. Big Guy For You scans on the Twitter.
You can follow our tweets and twerts and everything in between.
Yeah, there's not much in between tweet and twert. I mean, it's a pretty restrictive range right there. I think that's actually it for where they can find us. Hit me up on Musical.ly. What's TikTok? Hit me up on TikTok. My account name is Tracer, so you can find me there.
That's impossible because I'm already Tracer.
I knew you were going with it the whole time, and I knew I set it up, but I couldn't wait to laugh. So yeah, well then maybe I'll be
Nerf Bastion.
Okay, then I won't be on TikTok. I can't do any of my characters. So
that whole bit was a hit or miss.
Yep, well, I guess we never crash our plans, huh? You got a boyfriend. I guess he doesn't survive, huh? Time to hit the ground like Wiz Khalifa.
You play with them balls like it's FIFA. You won every level, you're the leader. Ooh, you used to work at Whataburger, now you pop.
I've never even listened to this full song. It's 100% trash.